Here we go, we're on part 5 already of this series. Lots of lovely pennies in there still to look through. All sorts, I hope, as well. Right, let's get that back there, grab a handful and get straight on with it. Oh, look at that. There's a Jersey one straight away there. Let's have a look at that first. Bailiwick of Jersey, 1/12 of a shilling. Lots of those in this batch for some reason. Lovely condition. There is George the no, it's not George the Fifth. It's Edward the Seventh, 1910. That was the year Edward the Seventh died, and his son took the crown. George the Fifth. There's a 1920. Always look at the gap between the Gras and the Brit. You can see the colon in the centre of the picture. The A and the B are almost touching. There's no real gap. On the rare one, there's quite a clear gap between those. So that's a common one. I've made a video about the 1920 penny below. Link will be below to that. 1921 there. Another Edward the Seventh. 1908 this time. There's a 1916. Has it got a recessed ear? No, that is the common one. George the Fifth. 1918. Looking for a mint mark. Don't think there's one there, is there? No, definitely not. Common 1918. There's a 1962, 1939. I don't think that's very dirty. Not dirty enough for the dirty mug. No, definitely not. Shiny-ish one. Oh, 1965 this time. George VI, 1939. There's an old Victoria. 1875. Is that 1875? It is. We haven't got an 1875 yet. That's quite a wide date on there. You can get them with narrow dates as well. But that's one for the board. 1921. Oh, another Irish one. Irish penny there. What we got? 1942 this time. Have a look for the half chick, where the bottom half of the chick in the centre is missing. We can just see its leg there. Just see its leg, so that's not a half chick. Edward. 1906, 1945, a couple left in this first handful. 1937, George VI, and a 1962. Yet another Jersey, 1/12 of a shilling there, and there's the Irish penny from 1942, and the 1875 is a new one for the board. Oh, that's not enough, is it? Some more. Okay. Right, we start with the 1939 in this handful, George VI. There's Victoria, 1901. I think that's just damage in the middle there. Yeah, just damage. Okay, 1901, another Victoria. George VI, another 1937. Edward VII, 1905. There's a shiny one, and it is a 66. Edward, 1906 again. Edward VII. Another Victoria, 1901. 1964 this time. Another 1906. 1965, Queen Elizabeth II. Another Edward, another 1906. 1902, 1902, we need a 1902. On the 1902, we need to look at the tide level, or the sea level. And you can see there, the level of the sea on the right, it matches where Britannia's legs cross. So this is a common high tide. Not the low tide, but it is one for the board, and we do need that. Alright, we got 1900, so another Victoria. 1899, another Valehead Queen Victoria, and another one. God, lots of Vickies in this batch. 1898, another one. No, 1918. Don't think there's a mint mark there. There is not. ghost in there though. We can see the king's head through the coin. And 1937, the last one in this handful, is another Victoria 1899. The 1902 will go there, and that completes another bingo line. What are you doing? Oh yes, I did. I forgot to mention that bingo line in the last video. Well done, bingo graphic. And this 1900 is slightly better than that one. You can't read the word one on that. You can on that. Not a lot, a little bit. Another shiny one there. Look at that. Another jersey. Another nice. Is that two? Oh no. So we've got a 1966 jersey. Lovely condition. And a 1966 British. In lovely condition. They've certainly not done a lot of circulating. Okay, 1963. 1937. That's a bit mucky, isn't it? That could be a dirty mug contender. Yeah. In you go. 1912. There's no mint mark on that one. Not the best condition either, is it? There's George V. 1915. Don't think it's recessed here. No. What's that mark down there? Just a bit of damage, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just damage. Right, we got George V, 1929. Another George V, 1918. Come on, let's have a mint mark. No. Aha. 1904, that's 10 centimes, French. That's not bad condition for 1904. Public of France. Don't think we found a French one in this lot. Oh, it's not too bad, is it? Quite a nice design on there. Right, George V. Oh, look at that, 1919. You clearly see the H mint mark on that one. H for Heaton. The Heaton Works in Birmingham. Well, that's the first 19H we found. So that's one for the board. Not the best condition though, is it? Can't read the word one. But you can clearly see the H. Alright, we've got a 1961. 1936. I'm dropping them. Oh, look at that. 65 Irish. Hen and Chicks. You can see the initials PM there for Percy Metcalfe, the designer. Nice. 1890. We have got an 1890. I think it's slightly better than this one, but I'll have a look. 1947. There's an Edward, 1904. And this one is 1930. We have got 1930, don't we? So, yet another 1/12 of a shilling from Jersey. And the French 10 centimes from 1904. I'll have to go there, so we haven't got any French ones yet. So it can go there. And the 1919 with the H mint mark will go there. Nice. And I nearly forgot the 65 Irish, which can go there. A few people are asking me, where do I get these from? Well, I can't tell you, I'm afraid. Well, I can, but I don't want to. I did a lot of research and a hell of a lot of luck to come across these. So I'm going to keep that to myself. Now, why are there so many shiny 66s and 65s and why are there no 1967s? My theory is they came from an old arcade, a slot machine arcade, a penny arcade that probably closed in 1966. The supplier has no idea where they came from. All they know, they've had them for years. So that's my theory. Anybody got a better idea? Because I just don't know. It explains the shiny 66s and the 65s so up, but it doesn't explain why there's so many Jersey coins. I've got no idea why that would be. Any theories appreciated? Right, 1908, Edward VII. 1936, George V. There's a 1901, so that'll be Victoria. Victoria died in January 1901. We got here 1906 again. That's Edward. Another Edward. Another 1906. Bit of a flat area there, but I went on the other side. I think that's just been squashed. Oh yeah, look. It's just been squashed. Nothing to see here. Right, there's Victoria again. 1900. 1910, is it? Yeah, it is 1910. Edward the 7th. Another Edward. 1904 this time. And another Edward. Oh, another 1902. And you can see there, it's another high tide. And it's not as good as the one I just found. There's got some scratches on it. There is a 1966. Victoria, 1889. We need an 1889, but it's not the best condition, is it? Can't read anything on that side. But it's one for the board. Is George V. Is that Australia? Oh no, it's Jersey. 1/12 of a shilling, 1935. Now, is that the same obverse as Australia? Let me get that Australian one I found. Right, there's the Jersey one. This is the Australian one I found earlier in this series. And are those identical? I think I might have mentioned this before. I think the obverses are absolutely identical for Jersey and Australia for George V. I can't see any differences at all there. Not a thing. I think they're exactly the same size as well. Yeah, look at that. No difference at all. Unless there is a subtle difference, put in the comments if you know of one, but that looks like it's the same as Australia to me. It's not bad condition, that, is it? 1917. Another Irish penny. 1928. So that's the first year of the Irish coinage. 1928. Before that, they used the British coins. Right, George VI. 1947. 1965. There's a 1908. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? A bit of corrosion on there. And that's going to go in the dirty mug. Okay, 3 more in my hand. 1900. There's a 1919. No mint mark on that one though. And 1964. There's the 1889. Fills another space on the board. There's the 1928 Irish penny. And this lovely 1935 jersey. We'll go with the other jerseys. Let's get some more. Okay, there's Elizabeth. 1962. 1913. George V. There's an 1897. Have we got a little dot there? No, there's no dot there, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at the tide level. And you can see it's a low tide level, which is common for the 1897. The rarer one will have the high tide. There's a 1916. I think that's been cleaned. It's a bit too... Yeah, polished and dirty coins go in there. 64. Oh, it's another polished one, isn't it? 1902. Oh yeah, you can see it's a high tide, so it's a common 1902, but that's going in there as well. Stop polishing coins, people. There's a bit of damage on that one. 1918. No mint mark on it. What we got here? 1928. 61. There's Victoria. Is it one we haven't got? Oh, it's another 1889. I think it's slightly better than the one I found, so I'll swap that. There's a 1921. Oh, people say, why don't I mention the 2 different varieties of a 1921? Let's have a look at them. Now, if you look between the Gras and Brit, the same thing we do with the 1920s, you'll see it's a very small gap. And this one, I've just dug it out of my 1921 pile. If we compare it, you'll see, I can zoom in there, you'll see the gap is bigger. There's a bigger gap between the A and the B and the colon in the middle. See that? So the small gap is a type 2 and the bigger gap is a type 3. So if you find a type 3, the bigger gap on the 1920, it's a very valuable coin. But on this one, 1921, there's 130 million nearly minted, and it's about 50-50 whether you find the small gap or the big gap. So that's type 2 or type 3. So that's why I don't mention it really. I've just checked the 21 that's on the board. That's a type 2. So I'll put a type 3 with it, which is the bigger gap. Then the winner will get one of each. So that's why I don't bother to look on the 1921s, because both versions are so very common. Right, 1961, 1947, 1906, 62 and a 1918 with no mint mark. Well, apart from that 1921 I've added, the only other thing to do is change that 1889, because that one's quite a lot better. Okay, we starting with an Edward VII this time. 1904. There's a 1900, so that must be a Victoria. I thought that was something going on down there, but no, I'm hallucinating now. It's 63. 1900. There's a 1918, but I've got no mint mark on that one. 63. It's 1862. Let's just zoom in there. So just a bit of damage next to that 2, isn't it? Yeah. 1862. No, it's not a small font. Doesn't look like there's an 8 been minted over the 6. Doesn't look like it. No. Have a look at the obverse to see if it's an obverse 2, which would be quite rare for an 1862. But no, there's a small gap between the top of Victoria's head and the rim of the coin. The type 2, there's quite a bigger gap there. So that's just a common 1862. I have made a video on 1862. The link will be in the description below. Some of my other videos there as well. There's George VI. And if it focuses, there we go, 1938. There's a 1914. George V. Oh, there's a nice one. 1938. That's not been cleaned, has it? That's actually lustre on there. Yeah, look at the detail on the hair. That's a nice one. That is nice condition. You can see Britannia's face quite clearly there. Look at that. Now, that is nice. Now, I know I've got a nice 1938, which I've found in a hunt before, so that one will go on the board. That's definitely an upgrade. 1919, no mint mark. There's a shiny one, and it's another 66. There's some corrosion-y stuff on there, isn't there? But not much wear on it. There's a 65. Not bad. Another Edward, 1907 this time. Another one. 1910. There's a Victoria. Oops. 18. Is it 1860? 1860, yeah. So that's the first of the bronze coins, bronze pennies. Can't see much else on there. I mean, that could have circulated for 111 years until 1971. That would have been legal. But look at the state of that. It probably did circulate for that long. Well, at least we can read the date. And a 1919, but no mint mark on that. We got two 1860s in that handful. 1862, and the very worn 1860, but at least you can see the date. And this lovely 1938 can go there. Just realised how bad the 1939 is. I'll have to upgrade that. I'm giving all this lot I put down on these boards away. All you have to do is comment on this video. This is number 5. Comment on all the other videos in this series. I don't know how many there'll be. Probably about 8 or 9 at this rate. And then what I'll do at the end, when I've looked through all this box of pennies here, I will pick a video at random. I'll pick a comment from that video at random. And the person who made that comment will get all this lot. If you can't comment, that means you're not subscribed to YouTube. That's absolutely free to do that. And when you do that, subscribe to me. Just press that subscribe button. That's absolutely free. And you'll be informed when I upload new videos. Easy. Right, 1907. King Edward VII. Got a big handful here. I can hardly hold them. Right, there's a 1918. No mint mark on there, is there? No. Okay, 1936. There's a 1935. Bit dirty on the reverse, isn't it? I'll put that in the dirty mug. 1917. There's a 1906. 1916. That's just the normal one. There's a 1909. Look at that. Normally I'd say look up there to the right of the end to see if there's a little dot. I can't really see whether there's anything there or not. It's so worn. No, it looks like there could be a dot there, but it's too worn to tell. Right, 1936. There's George VI. 1946. Look for a little dash. A little full stop, known as the 1946 dot penny. But there's nothing there, is there? That's a common 1946. 1947. There's a 1963. There's a bit of luster on that. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? 1963, I think that's an upgrade. Oh, there's a very warm one. 1866. It's about all we can read on it though. But it is a new one for the date run. There's a 32. Oh, 32 is what we're looking for. I haven't got a 32 yet. That's the first 1932. And it's not too bad condition either. So that's going on the board. 37. There's a 1912. You can get an H mint mark on the 1912s. Very easy to find, but that one is just a plain one. So that was minted at the London Mint, Tower Hill. 1927. 1899, Victoria. There's Edward. 1907. 1937. 1962 there. There's George. 1928. 1907. Edward VII. There's 1919. No mint mark, but some damage there. Almost glad it hasn't got a mint mark. There's Victoria. 1899. Oh, look at that. Last one in this handful is one Australian penny. Commonwealth of Australia, 1922. George V. I can't see any marks on there to tell you where it's minted. Someone will know. Please put it in the comments. Got a 1932 at last, which gives us another bingo line there. Got the 1866, very worn, but it fills another space. There's the 1963, which is definitely an upgrade. There we go. And we have a 1922 Australian penny. Right, that's going to do it for this video. Or shall I do another handful? Ah, let's do another handful. Can't resist it. Okay, that'll do. Right. There's Victoria, Valehead. 1901. There's Victoria. 1887. Have we got an 87? We have got an 87. Is it a 7? Yeah, it's a 7. We've definitely got a better one on that on the board. Okay, we've got an 1899. Queen Victoria. George VI. 1938. Voice is going. 1938 again. There's a 1910. Edward the 7th. 27. 1915. That's just the normal one. The common one. There's a 1939. Oh, that's a bit better than the one on the board. The one on the board there is a bit mucky. Look at that. So it's not fantastic, but better than that one. So I'll change it. There's Victoria. 1899. There's a shiny one. 1966. 62. Oh, there's a jersey. 1957. I don't think we've got a 57 yet. 1/12 of a shilling. Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II. It's nice. Not bad for 57. All right, we've got here another 1907. Oh, there's a halfpenny. A halfpenny from 1930. Oh, nice. Ah, another Irish penny. 1937. I know we found a 28, I think a 31. Don't think we've got a 37 yet. Alright, there's a 1945. Another old Victoria. 1879, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look down on the board. No, we haven't got an 1879 down there. So that's another date filler. Queen Victoria. Right, 64. 1896, and the last one, George V, 1912. No mint mark on it, but it's pretty dirty there, isn't it? I think that's going to go in the dirty mug. There we go, it goes in the dirty mug for someone to clean. When this is full, I'll be giving it away. The coins, that is, not the mug. I'm keeping that. There's the 1939. I'll swap it for that one. That one is a little bit better. There's the 1879. Can go there. There's the Irish 1937. The Jersey 1957 can go there. And this halfpenny from 1930, go with the other one. Okay, click on there to see the 1862 penny video I made. There's some things that I didn't mention in this video to look out for. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.